Hello,
Hi, how are you?
welcome to another video of the Argentine Rugby Breakdown. I'm Flore,
I'm Pato.
and this is how that's falling.
Yes, falling down.
Today we're going to do an overview of the new tournament, this new South American tournament called Liga Americana de Rugby. We're going to describe a little bit this tournament. So that starts on March the 4th, and it ends on May. So you have more idea of what will happen in South America in these 2 months. The tournament will have 5 teams playing regularly to each other in home and away games. The 5 teams are from Brazil, Corinthians. They are based in Sao Paulo, and the team is all Brazilians. They have no foreign player. The head coach
is Fernando Portugal. He's also from Brazil, and we don't have very much information about him. There used to be an Argentine coach there, but is gone. Is no longer there. So it's this Fernando Portugal coach.
All Brazilians.
All Brazilians.
From Chile we have Selknam. They are based in Santiago, Chile's capital, and they have foreign players from Argentina and from the Pacific Islands.
The head coach is Pablo Lemoine. He is from Uruguay, and he was the coach of the Uruguay national team during the 2015 Rugby World Cup in England.
From Paraguay we have Olimpia Lions. They are based in Paraguay's capital, Asunción. It's the team with the most foreign players of the 5. They have players from Argentina, Pacific Islands, and African players as well.
The head coach is Raúl Pérez. You must remember him. He was the coach of Jaguares during their first 2 seasons of Super Rugby, and he was part of the Pumas coaching staff during Rugby World Cup 2015.
Yeah, with Urcal.
With Urcal, yes.
Good. From Uruguay we have Peñarol. They are based in Uruguay's capital, Montevideo. They have also some foreign players from Argentina, from Pacific Islands, Africa, and Portugal.
Yes, and the head coach is Paulo Bouza. He's also from Argentina, and he was also part of the Argentine coaching staff during the 2015 World Cup, also under head coach Daniel Urcal.
And finally, last but not least, Seibos. It's the Argentinian team. They are based in Córdoba. It's not in Buenos Aires, the capital. In Córdoba, it's a very, very big province at the center of the country.
It's the second largest city of the country.
True. We have no foreign players. All players are Argentinian. And who is the head coach?
Sorry. And the head coach is Ignacio Fernández Lobe. He's a former Puma. He was part of the Argentine national team that took 3rd place in Rugby World Cup 2007 in France, and he has been part of the coaching staff of the rugby union for a couple of years, and the last 2 seasons he was the coach of Argentina 15, that is the Pumas B team, let's call it that way, and last season he was also the coach of Jaguares 15, which was the Argentine team that played the Carrey Cup First Division and won it without any losses during the tournament. And so he's an experienced.
Yes. And he has a brother who's also a Puma, so don't get confused with that.
Actually, there are 3 Fernández Lobe. There's Ignacio Fernández Lobe, who's the coach of Seibos and Argentina 15 and Jaguares 15. There's the other Fernández Lobe who played in Toulon and is now part of the Pumas coaching staff. And there's a 3rd Fernández Lobe who is helping the Brazilian coaching staff.
A lot of Fernández Lobe.
There are a ton of Argentinian people helping the other staff
in the coaching area.
In the coaching area, true.
Okay. What other things you can tell us about Seibos?
Yes, well, Seibos, although it's based in Córdoba, so what we've been told, or what's been disclosed is that they will try to play games in other Argentine cities to have support and to move the team and show the tournament to other cities in Argentina like Rosario or Tucumán. There are 2 big rugby centers in Argentina. And another important thing is that there are some Jaguares players who are taking part of this of Seibos. Jaguares has a big squad, and not all the Jaguares players can play. So what they decided is that the players that not being taken into account right now, or they're not having minutes. They would play in Sabos and have minutes in Sabos. So some of them were Albornoz, Mensa, Sais. So those are some of the Jaguares players that right now are in Sabos training with them.
So how is this tournament is going to work? Well, we said already that the 5 teams will play against each other, home and away games, and all the points will be considered in a table.
Yes, in the table.
At the end of the regular season, the 5th team, like the one that has less points, will play against Colombia. Colombia is going to be probably on 2021 part of this tournament, but for now they will have 2 games, one away and one home, with this 5th.
The 15.
Yes, the other 4th will pass to playoffs.
Yes.
How are the playoffs?
Yeah. So the top 4 teams are going to move into playoffs, and just like in Super Rugby, the home advantage will go to the highest standing in the final standings of the regular season, and so we're going to have number 1 against number 4, number 2 against number 3, and they will play in semi-finals. There's a difference here between how this is going to be done from what is Super Rugby. It's just, in this case, the losers of the semi-finals will play a game against them. Once again, the home advantage will be to the highest ranking one, and for a kind of a bronze medal, for deciding who will be the 3rd position in the tournament. And once again, the winners of the semi-finals will play a big final, and it's going to be played at the home field of the highest ranking team in the regular season standards. There's another thing that that's been mentioned. It hasn't been officially named, but the president of the Argentine Union mentioned it during a conference he had, where he said that the winner of this tournament, of the Superliga Americana, will play one game in a neutral ground against the winner of Major League Rugby. So we are going to have.
What is Major League Rugby?
Major League Rugby is the rugby tournament in North America, with teams from the United States and Canada. So we're going to have a big final between the 2 champions of the 2 professional tournaments in the continent, North America and South America. That's really interesting to have that kind of of game of
like no other league has it.
No,
yes. No other league has it.
So that's an incredibly interesting fact, and I hope it's true. I hope it happens.
So that's the idea of what the tournament is. It will be short because there are only 5 teams, but the idea is, if this works, it starts like developing and getting people interested in rugby and more players. It's to have at least 2 franchise or 2 teams from each country.
Yes.
So to make a bigger tournament, so it can last twice.
It can have more players and bring more people into the sport, right? Yes. At the beginning, it was mentioned that they wanted at least 2 teams from Brazil, 2 teams from Uruguay, more teams from Argentina. But so far it's going to be, and they are hoping that in the next couple of years the tournament will expand to more franchises.
On the last video, when we talk about South American rugby situation before the tournament, we said that Argentina played a big role on it, and we said we're going to explain it in the next video. So here we are, next video, and we're going to talk a little bit about it. The truth is Argentina is we said it before, is the most developed country in the region, rugby-wise, and you can see how important it is for this tournament, because not only Argentina has all his team made of only Argentinian, but you have some head coaches from other countries that they're Argentinian, and you have at least 20 Argentinian players playing in Uruguay, in Paraguay, and in Chile.
Yes.
So if we take Argentina out of this equation and Argentina doesn't participate at this tournament, the level of it will be very, very low and with no expectation of developing and growing and playing better rugby. So that's why Argentina is on it. Do you want to say something else?
Yes, it's a situation Argentina had to tackle with. Argentina has been helped before by mainly South Africa in growing. They've taken Argentina under their wing and helped us develop. We started the Jaguar, what now is Jaguars program, started way back in 2010, I believe, with a team called the Pampas 15, who went to play the Vodacom Cup there a couple of seasons. And just like at that time, last season, Jaguars 15 went and played the Currie Cup First Division. So it was time for Argentina to take a leading role in the continent and to help the other countries to develop. We have the most, like we said, most developed tournaments. We have the most experienced coaches in the region and other staff like video analysts and stuff like that. And we are the country that has the most players available. So it was natural and it was required that Argentina took a leading role here and supported this tournament and got involved in this tournament. Because as Flora says, without Argentina involvement in this tournament, the level of tournament wouldn't have been that much. Let's remember, Argentina right now has at least 56 players playing in this tournament, and Argentina has more players available. So it won't be strange that in the next couple of seasons, maybe more Argentine franchises come into the tournament.
Yeah. I was going to say, remember how Argentina started Super Rugby as well? Like how was its first season on it? It was kind of lame. We didn't play that well. The level, it was really poor. And now, 5 years later, 4 years later, we are in a very different situation, and that's the idea. That's what we want, or this tournament is for. Probably like the first year will be a lot of teams struggling and having issues and not playing that well, but it's a build-up. In 5 years from now, we can say maybe we have a really competitive tournament, and competitive in a good way. No, not just bad players, bad playing, but a really nice tournament and entertaining. That's the idea. That's why Argentina needs to be in this tournament, needs to participate, needs to put players and coaching staff and people, video,
yes, exactly.
and all professionals and it's more jobs and more work.
Exactly, it will help people that want, not only players that want to live off the sport, that want to make themselves a living out of the sport, but also people that are behind the scenes, the people that coaches or assistant coaches or trainers and all the other people that form part of this of an organization that would like to start doing it professionally. Now they have the chance to do it here in the region and accessible for them, which before they couldn't. Argentina, and let's remember something, that although we talked in the previous video, Argentina, this will help Argentina because it will broaden the base of professional players available for Pumas, for Jaguares, or for any other national team required. But Argentina could have been completely selfish and said we don't require this, because that's also the truth. Argentina doesn't require this tournament so much as the other teams. So far, the best rugby tournament in the continent is an amateur tournament from the URBA, the rugby, one of Buenos Aires rugby units, and it might still be the best and most competitive tournament for a couple of years because of the level of the players and the level of the squad. But it's an amateur tournament. So if we go into the point to say Argentina did well, not that much as the other countries, but Argentina had to do this because it's taking a stand and being a leader and doing what has been done for us before. They've helped us before, and now it's our turn to help others grow. And that's something that at least I'm proud of, and I'm happy of that's happening. And I believe this tournament is going to grow slowly, little by little. It's going to grow, and they're going to bring more people into the game, and it's going to, for us, it's going to broaden the base, and we're going to see more players come out, more players being available for Jaguares, for Pumas, for any other national team, or maybe second franchise, and we're also going to see more quality players coming up for the national team of the other nations, and those nations being more competitive against other nations from outside the continent, and that's going to be good for the game and good for good for the game. So.
Yes. I also think it's not only good, they will not only develop players but also coaches,
referees,
yes. And I think that's great, because now if Argentina has to struggle a little bit to find an Argentinian coach, and now we have other two. I think there are three. You have the tables one, Argentinians, and then you have another two in another country. So if we increase the base and we have 10 teams player, maybe 5 coaches are Argentinians, so we have a lot of more experienced people to bring to our own teams.
Exactly.
So
also one thing, that this tournament is being supported by World Rugby, because some of the contracts of foreign players are being paid by World Rugby, and also because all the referee staff and video referees and everything that is also being paid by World Rugby. So there's a huge support from World Rugby to promote this tournament, to make it grow, make it happen.
One more fact, we forgot to say that Argentina and Uruguay's players are hired by the national unions, which is
it's great, because these players are available for the national teams, and not just. There's not going to be a problem because of the way the calendar has been arranged. Maybe in the future we'll do a video about the new calendar for the region, which is amazing and something that we need to talk about. So I don't think there's going to be issues with that. But yes, both Uruguayans and Argentina, as far as we know, the players are being centrally contracted by the union, so they will be available for the national teams or for any national teams as the union see fits. Okay, so this is our video of the oversight of first impressions of the tournament. Mm-hmm. So comment please, as well. We always said, give it a like, follow us, leave a comment, and we'll see each other in another video. Goodbye. Bye.